Ah, the half-track. The winter version looks amazing with a lot of frozen areas, sharp lines, red coloring. That looks amazing. I like the look of these half-tracks overall in World War II games. In Hell and Lose, my problem is that they barely get used. You ever see a half-track? When you see it, then it's gonna be an immobilized thing that nobody's allowed to touch, so what's their point at this point? Yes, a mobile spawn beacon like in Battlefield, great. I wouldn't mind seeing another version of these, which are just slightly more expensive than normal trucks, but minus the spawning. So you just have slightly armored transport trucks. Now, if they also didn't count to the vehicle limit that you have, that would be swell, because then I would see, you know, more of these on the map. And they fit the theme very well, because you would have a lot of these and less tanks normally. The Panzer II variant L, the Luchs. Amazing autocannon, really popular in comp. Especially as a starter, you know, you have two of them, pepper the front lines, or you let them stay in the point so you have all the capture progress. Later, they're great for disrupting the back lines, you know, when heavies get more focused by the commander, with drops and being summoned in. The Luchs is an amazing tank, and I always like to see them. And I can see the Luchs being amazing on Elsenborn Ridge and other snow maps. You know, because it has a very small frame, it's not that noticeable because of the fitting camouflage, you know, for the winter levels. And it will just hide in blizzards. I do like the winter camouflage for this one. It looks really nice fitting. Most of the parts are white, like the snow off the map, actually. With some brown bits for all the dirt and other things. That works. That works overall. Now, I like the Panzer IV, but I would love to see it in a later variant, or maybe with side skirts, you know. Because A, it looks great. Side skirts always look great. And B, would help against non-tank weapons. Maybe one day we get something like that with an overhaul for tanking in general with Hell Let Loose. Could be an upgrade, or could be a loader thing for stronger tank commanders or something. You know, something as an unlock, for example. Or just something that the commander can drop as an improved version. Something like that would be fun, just to improve tanking finally a bit. Speaking of tanking, Panzer VI, aka the Tiger, iconic German tank, was meant back 5 years ago as a tank that should really be rarely seen on Hell Let Loose. Like, you were meant to have moments where you don't encounter this tank at all, and nowadays it's, you know, just on all the maps you see like 3-4 at the same time sometimes. It's not really that much of a rare, terrifying sight. The winter texture is alright, while I have to say that the beige is kinda standing out. I don't think we have that tone a lot on Elsenborn and Kark and other areas. We will see how that one works out. It might need a bit of a new, brighter shine, maybe a bit more snow in some of the areas. Especially the front and the back are very noticeable. And we go back one number, the Panzer V, aka the Panther. I do like the side skirts here, being white tiles, brownish like the Tiger, but fits nicely to the overall bushwork. You know, that kind of works already again. Just a slight bit more white, you know, that the Tiger and the Tiger would be fine. Now, this was originally a medium tank, then they changed back in the day to being a heavy tank. I feel like that could have stayed a medium tank, just increased the costs to the current price and you're all gone. But that's just, you know, labels, who cares? Now, the Panther, I get to see very rarely, since in most PC comp games it is not allowed. Would love to see them a bit more, but with the current setup and how Hell Let Loose in comp works, I rarely get to look at this beauty. Toot toot, Opel Blitz. Now, the German trucks comes in a really nice grey tone, which really fits nice into the overall blizzards here. It has the most surface area that matches the wintry surroundings, so it should be able to hide in fog and snow this way, especially when you can't hear anything due to comms. In competitive Hell Let Loose, they are mostly used to transport people at the start of the round, and then secondary to get onto roofs or buildings, you know. You jump on the truck, you climb on the building, and bam, you're on top of a roof. I do wonder, though, if we ever get an ammo truck. An ammunition truck where both infantry and tanks can get ammo back? But then again, with the vehicle limit being a thing, I doubt we're gonna see it, because having another track variant, that might be a bit too much. Speaking of things that are too much, the Kübelwagen. Kübelwagen, aka the German Jeep. Same as the truck, lots of surface area that fits the snow environment very nicely, but it's the Jeep, and the Jeeps are either used for derpy stuff or for some sideline plays, and I don't feel like Jeeps are gonna be of any use anytime soon. Like, even if they put down a heavy MG on the back, I don't think it's gonna get much attention. It would be certainly fun, you know, and if it was cheap and didn't count to the vehicle limit, we would see a lot more Jeeps. But at the moment, with the vehicle limit and the price, yeah, we're not gonna get much out of this. And we reached the last vehicle, which of course is the Panzer Spähwerken Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234. Say that one 3 times quickly. The Puma, let's call it Puma. The Puma has great camouflage. The winter textures look really amazing on it. Bit of a grayish color, so it does stand slightly out in the snow, but it fits really nicely into the snowy weather, blizzards and stuff like that. No? Now with Elsenborn Ridge coming up, the great thing about the Puma is that the map has tons of rough terrain and debris and impassable areas, and the Puma does really well in those spots. On Elsenborn Ridge, you know, the grey armor really works here, especially with like blizzards. I can see the Puma actually becoming a really decent tank on Elsenborn Ridge, especially for frontline and garrison raids where you just disrupt the enemy line. That one will be really easy with the snowy Puma.